Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's July 24th and we haven't done a garden update in a while, so let's get into it. First, we'll start out down here at what was the potato patch, and I guess now it's the pea and corn patch. Last one, we just had these barely coming up. Now we've got our peas are doing real good. Our zipper creams there. This is our corn. We did get down and weed some of this, and we did till between the rows, but we haven't healed it all up. It's always been time constraints. We did get this first double row here healed up, and we got most of the weeds out of this one. We probably had to go back a little bit, but we hadn't done these others. And that's time constraint thing. Our peas down here, these are our purple hulls. I don't see any signs of them sending up their bloom heads yet, but I'm sure it won't be long, but they're really looking good. The lower garden, now remember we had decided we're not going to do anything with it. We do have a row of potatoes we're going to dig here and hopefully maybe today and see if they did anything, but I don't think that there's going to be much there. The grass was kind of really active down there. So anyway, let's go to the other as we're heading that way. And of course, the Henry, Mr. Rooster there, he's been a little noisy here in the video. I do let my chickens pasture. We use electric netting, and some might say it doesn't matter that they're out eating bugs and grass and stuff, but everything shows that that's a better egg whenever you get to it, and plus if you're raising them for meat, that would be better. We've got a new batch of babies too, our little chicks in their brooder pen. These are a few weeks old. We had one of our hens go broody, and these are the chicks that come from that. Okay, now we're in the main garden area. This is the victory garden, these two rows here. Our green beans are coming along. They've still got a ways till they'll produce. And we've got a new row here of some sunburst, a scallop squash. A lot of the plants here have taken a toll with the heat. We just put out seed a few days ago here, and we've got some coming up of some French breakfast radishes. Our peppers are really having a rough time. The sun is scalding a lot of them. We're ending up with a lot like where we get some rot. The okra is still hanging in, this batch of okra here, and we're planning to put out some more now. Our tomatoes are basically toast. We harvest most of them green. We've got some more that's on here, a few red ones. We'll have to get them. Our French beans here are done. As you can see, we're behind on our grass. That's what's been keeping us mostly busy, getting things taken care of. These here were the one row of the Cherokee Purple. We've already got them out. We just got to clean up the grass, and we're going to replant this row with okra. We'll leave the posts in. That way we can kind of do, I wouldn't really say a true Florida weave, but we can weave to these posts and keep them where they get kind of confined. We're going to take this row out here too, and we're going to put okra in there. We'll use this for some cantaloupes. I don't know if they'll have enough time to make, but we're going to try it. Now our Sun Gold cherry tomatoes are still doing good, but we've been getting rain the past few days, and for those of you that don't know, that's the common cause when they start getting cracking like that. We try to harvest these when they start to change colors before they get fully ripe. A lot of times we can keep that from happening. But we've been harvesting about every 3 days, and with all this rain, we're going to find a whole lot of this. That's just normal. These bell peppers here aren't doing as well. We've been having to pick a lot of them small. We've just had so much. Well, maybe I can get that off, but we've had so much damage. Maybe it's leaf foot bug stinging them or sun scald. So we've got a whole row here. We're needing to do some cleaning up, get these up. But like I say, the cherry tomatoes are really hanging in there. We're pulling up our cages now, getting these in here, keeping the top snapped off the chives. We don't want any seeds running around here, so we just take off flower heads. Our oregano is looking kind of rough. It's still there. It is going to seed, so there'll probably be a bunch more. Now we did add a different variety of oregano. This is Cuban oregano, what they call it. And you can see that our ginger's doing pretty good. It's not thriving like the turmeric is. The turmeric's doing good this year. The shade cloth has really made a difference. We do have some other herbs over there that's growing and some that we need to harvest. We put out some watermelons. These watermelons here really stayed in their cell trays way too long. They were quite a bit older than these ones that are down here. These ones were really young when we put them out, but as you can see, they're going. Now we did weed this, but we waited so long, like on a bunch of these other rows, so we've got a high weed or seed bank. So we're going to have to come back in here with the stirrup hoe and take care of a lot of those. Over here, we've got squash that is not doing well. There's a few hanging in there good at the end, and this one here, but I don't know if it's vine borers or what, but it's definitely doing good. This row of cucumbers, they have definitely bit the dust. We've taken out most of the plants. And this row here, and certain varieties don't do as good. This row is real spotty. This is one of the new ones that we planted. Also this row, and also this row. We have had quite a bit of ants. We've increased our soil nutrients a little bit, and I think that's going to take care of some of it. But we do have a lot of weeds coming in. We had weeded these 2 rows here, and we end up with a lot of weeds from the seed bank. And that's what the problem is. If you don't have time or make the time, a lot of times you end up with a situation where you have a high weed bank. Over here, we have a few carrots left. We got one of them is going to seed. We're going to pull these out, harvest them. Our strawberries, kind of a fail again. I mean, there's a few that's in there, but it's just, they just can't survive our heat and everything. So this is probably going to be the last year we grow strawberries. Now we have taken out some of our tomatillos in this row. We've got one left, and we've got a few Cherokee purples. We're going to take them out. Down here on our Super Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, as you can see, these plants over here are starting to really suffer. These are getting there. They're still producing quite a bit. But we have the same problem here for the past few days with all that rain we're getting. Everything is splitting. So today is the day we'll harvest these again, and I'm thinking most of them's going to be thrown out. Some of the peppers are doing good. These sweet bananas here are doing real well. Here's more tomatoes that need to come out. We just haven't taken the time. Now my logs, these were uh, where I tried growing my mushrooms, and apparently I didn't keep the moisture content where it needs to be. So that's going to be a fail for me. I do have, these are the uh, okra that's going to go out, and I have some cilantro ready to go in the ground. Now these are extra scallop squash. These will actually go in the compost. I have some other uh, plants coming on. This one here is actually another round of cilantro because it won't last long. We'll get those in the ground today, and when these ones get about like those others, we'll do something with them. We do have some cabbage here. We've got some Mitchahili, and actually I think the cabbage is there. This here is lettuce, different couple of varieties. One didn't germinate too well. The other one is uh, germinated pretty good. We have some more bok choy, and we have some onions. Now these are uh, the white granos. So, and we have in the one next to it, you can't really see the green because they're really small. There's some leaks. This Mitch Healy here will need to come out, get put out. And these here are some yellow squash. We're going to try a batch in the greenhouse. It didn't do good last year, but we're going to try it again, see if the shade cloth don't help. The main thing is going to be hopefully nothing in the soil is going to get them. But anyway, and some cantaloupes and watermelons, we'll get them out because they've been in the trays too long. But all our tomatoes are basically gone that's out there. Our peppers are hanging in, except for the poblanos do not like the heat. There are a couple of plants that I might just trim back, but most of these, when they start yellowing like this, the plant's gone. So they'll end up being pulled out. These 2 rows of cucumbers down here are doing really well. Our white cap beans, they're kind of pretty much done. We'll take these out. Over here, we are getting yellow scorpion peppers now. They're coming on good, and our habaneros are coming on good. No sign yet, and these do not look healthy on our globe artichokes. They're having a rough time. Our roselle is definitely, it's taken over. Now this was about as tall as it is here, but we had that storms come through, that tropical storm that come through here, and it laid everything over. But they're trying to pull a certain amount back up. But they're definitely taking over, but it's not short enough light day length for them to start flowering yet. Our blueberries are looking pretty rough. Some of them look okay. We definitely need to get the weeding on our fence line. We got lazy black-eyed Susans coming in here, but no blueberries now. We're still doing good with our 2 varieties of rosemary. This okra down here And of course, it's time to pick today. But it's holding in. But as we get up this row, it's definitely getting in pretty bad shape. A lot of them's lost their leaves, are dying. They'll need to be taken out. Our cow horn peppers are still producing pretty well. And our citrus that's outside the greenhouse is faring pretty good. This tobacco is going to have to be harvested. A lot of leaves looks bad. Definitely I need to get the seed heads off so I don't have 10,000 tobacco seeds all over the place, which I'm sure I'm going to have some. Now my deal that was over here, we cleaned out this row where the deal was, and we've got, of course we got weeds, but we've got little deal plants, and that's why it's important to know what your plants look like when they first come up. But we're having them come up. Once they get a little bit bigger, you'll see the common deal top to them, and we're letting this come back, and we'll see how much we get. Now the little greenhouse, it's pretty much cleared out, just needs cleaned up. But the potatoes in here, they didn't do good at all. The ones we were trying to grow for more seed potatoes, we've decided the French fingerlings, we're just going to give up on that. We've got a bunch of banana trees where we've taken the pups off, and we definitely got to take a bunch more off. We do have a, see if I can move a leaf. We have a good stand. I'm going to zoom in on that. A good stand of bananas there. And we have another bunch over there, which is a little harder to see. Well, let me see if I can. There we go. We have one fig tree. I think I'll take this to the market. We definitely got to get the pups off this one too. What we're going to do is we'll leave one big pup, even though we're planning to take these out of the greenhouse, and if we ever get our new one started. But we'll take these pups and pot them up, let them get a little size to them. We did our tomatoes, and I don't know what the deal was, but it was just this tray, and it was further up from the other one. I don't know why it decided to not do well, but anyway, we've got all the weeds out. We still need to move some plants here to open up this bed, but those ones just didn't do very well. All our other plants are doing good, but these tomatoes here did do well. I moved them up where they're getting more sun, and we'll put these out, which 10 plants, well, I say 10. It's probably going to end up being about 8 good plants, but we'll get these out into the garden, and that way they can have a chance to grow up before we get our first frost. Hopefully we'll get ripe tomatoes, but I'm sure we'll get green tomatoes from it. But anyway, that's kind of where we're sitting. We've got a lot of cleanup. We've got a lot of stuff we've got to get taken care of and out of the garden. But we're still going. Yes, it doesn't look as pretty as it does sometimes. Certain areas do, certain areas don't. But that's the normal thing about gardening. You just go, and as plants play out, get ready for the next crop. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this garden update. Our next video hopefully will be on soil, and we're going to do some talking about soil that a lot of gardeners don't, and that'll be coming up soon. If you're not a subscriber, you want to see more content on growing, preserving, such as that, well, of course, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, select all so you get the notifications. Give it a big thumbs up. What's the chances a bunch of you give it a big thumbs up? And of course, enjoy that gardening experience.